The Senate is 50-50. Every race could be the one which determines control of the Senate. Joining us now is someone working hard to be part of this new Senate, Republican Senate candidate from the great state of Colorado, Joe O'Dea. Joe, thank you for joining us. Colorado, it's a beautiful state. You know more about it than I do politically. It looks like a tough state for Republicans statewide, at least. Can you pull it off, and if so, how?
Trey, great to be on with you tonight. Thanks for having me. I wish you were back there to help us. We built a heck of a campaign here in Colorado, built a huge coalition. It's good Trump supporters, it's GOP, Republicans, it's unaffiliated, it's Democrats that are just disgruntled and left the party. They're all on board. It's working Americans. I'm telling you, it's nurses, doctors, lawyers. We've got plumbers, painters, waiters and waitresses that are all behind this campaign. They're ready for change. They're getting eaten alive by this inflation that was caused by Michael Bennet and Joe Biden and their policies.
I know you're running against Senator Michael Bennet. At least that's what I thought. And then I heard this other voice, maybe from New Jersey or Florida, kind of weighing in on the race in the last week. How do you keep former President Trump's supporters, but also make sure in a tough state like Colorado that independents and non-Trump supporters are also welcome to? How do you thread that political needle?
I'm a contractor, not a politician. Said what I said. I got a lot of supporters that are Trump fans. I've got a lot of supporters that are Ron DeSantis fans. I got some that are Tim Scott fans. I love Tim Scott. He was out here helping me campaign here last week. He's got great ideas about education. I've been endorsed by Pompeo. I've been endorsed by Nikki Haley. And then Ron DeSantis just came out today and endorsed his campaign. We've got a lot of Republican support. We're going to take this thing across the finish line in November. And we're holding a whole coalition together. It's a great campaign.
You better give Tim Scott back to us. I didn't know he was in Colorado. We need him back in South Carolina. I'm happy to loan him to you for a day or two, but we got to have him back. Let me ask you about crime. Has that become an issue in your race? And if so, how?
Yeah, we've got record crime here in Colorado. It's up 30%. We're number 3 in violent crime. We're number 1 in auto theft. And hard to believe we lost 1,900 Coloradans to drug overdose last year. This fentanyl coming straight up I-25 from the unsecure border. Bennett and Biden have failed to secure that border. We've got to do more. It's human trafficking. It's fentanyl coming straight up. When I talk to the police here in town, they're telling me that, every state is a border state now. We can't do anything until we secure the border and crush the supply down there.
All right, for those watching that live in your beautiful state and they're not decided yet, what is the single biggest area or areas of distinction between you and Senator Bennet?
Well, Senator Bennett's a do-nothing senator. He's gotten nothing done since he's been there for 13 years. His badge of honor is $20 trillion worth of debt that he's piled up with his president, Joe Biden. They're campaigning together. He came out here for a photo shoot. I'm a contractor. I'm a working American. I'm a guy that's going to go there to make a difference for working Americans, small businesses, middle class, independents, Democrats that are tired. They're just tired of this record inflation, and they want representation. And I'm going to go there, and I'm going to be a voice for working Americans here in the U.S. Senate. Trey, thanks for having me on tonight. I really appreciate it. JoeO'Dea.com. That's JoeO'Dea.com.
All right, let me ask you this, and then I'll let you go. Not a politician, successful businessman. I did some research into you. You have a beautiful family. What in the world would possess you to want to go into one of the worst lines of work in the world, which is politics? You seem to have a great life, and now you're in the middle of politics. What led you to want to do this?
My wife and I have been blessed here. We've lived the American dream. We want to make sure we preserve that for working Americans. We deserve that for our kids, for our grandkids. That's why I jumped into this race. We need some common sense people back in Washington that know how to balance a checkbook, know how to balance a budget, know how to make cuts, know how to make sure that we get America moving forward. That's why I jumped in this race.
Joe, we're going to be watching. I guess it's about 2 weeks out. We're going to be watching. Thank you for joining us on a Sunday night, and best of luck. Best of luck to you over the final sprint there in your beautiful state of Colorado.
Thanks, Trey.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.